Welcome back, everybody. It's Rama from Junk Journal Divas. I have been talking about tassels for I don't know how many videos. I was saying this is going to be next. Tassels are going to be next. They're going to be next. I'm finally here to show you some of the tassels that I made, and these are all ones that I made with my sari strip kits to make tassels or whatever else you can think of that you'd like to use them for. You could use them as ribbon because they're pretty, they're not going to rip apart easily. So I'm going to show you some of the ones that I made, as well as, so you can see mine, I put beads at the top. I'm going to show you some different examples of other ways that you can make them that are even easier if you don't want to deal with beads. And then I will show you how I put some of these together. So let's get started. So I've got this piece of felt here. I thought that it would be better the white to kind of see if I put these on top of, but felt, obviously it collects, everything sticks to it. But I'll start with this one first. And you guys, I'm going to keep some of these and I'm going to put some in my shop because I certainly don't need all of these tassels, but they were just a lot of fun to make. So there's this one. Now this one this comes with, I think it's these two that are in the pink package. There's like two colors in each package. And I think this one is called pink. I will put the listing to the sari strips like this. I'll put it in my video description right underneath my shop link. And then you can see I added a little bit of the fuzzy yarn in the mix. This one has some gold in it. And then my beads I added to the top. I'll just kind of spin it around here so you can see. And I mean, you can mix in regular fabric with these. You see, this has a couple pieces of this one, which is just a sheer. So that is the first one that I wanted to show. It's kind of hard to show these, because you're not looking straight at it. And then I did one with just these pale pink colors. So this was a silk scarf that I just cut up into, took a little piece of it and did some strips. Had a little design in it. And I added the same elements, some of this yarn that has the sequins. Looks like this. I had some of these, so I just added some of this in to get that. We could always use more bling. And then of course this pink strip that is in the other package also. And then this one I love, well you guys, I love polka dots, and I just had to use some of this. This is silk, so I just had to use some of this fabric, and I added this stuff that was in the other one. Added some pieces from that. Over here it had some gold stripes, and then we've got all those gold polka dots. And then let's see if you can see the top of this one. I love these. I don't know what that, it's like a filigree ball. So there's this one. Okay, and then this package is pink blue. So I made two of these. I'll put one of these in my shop if you're somebody who just wants the tassel, doesn't want to make them. So the top, I can show you here, they're both the same with the pink and blue beads. And then we've got, the package has these in, and like these strips, they alternate. They have a little bit of blue and pink. Some of them just have one color. And then I added in some of this yellow. And we've got some more of the fuzzy yarn pieces here, you can see. Well, you know what? This one does not have yellow in it. This one is just the pinks and blue. So I might put this one in my shop because I think some people might not want the yellow. Unless you're watching this, and if you really like the yellow, just let me know and I'll switch them. And then look at all these. Okay, so this is the blue purple kit. It's the only one with blue and purple. Let me hold this one up. So this one, this is silk, and the strands go from this blue color to purple. So some pieces have both, some have these little, aren't they cute, little flower things on. And then I added in some fuzzy yarn and extra pieces. And you can see at the top of this one, I used one of those filigree balls again. So this one, the blue and purple. And this is another one that I made. Same things, just different at the top there. So we got these guys. And then this one, this is kind of like green and orange. And I loved these saris, this sari strip. This was one, and like you can see here, it kind of faded from one color into another. So I've got these really pretty glass beads up here. I got these from Susie at Mary Not Martha. They're just so pretty, and I love that little bit of blue in there. So let's look here. Of course, this fuzzy yarn is just a perfect color to add in. Just kind of flipping it around so you can see the different strands. And then you could actually, even if you wanted to, like cut these, some of them, so that they were even, you know, skinnier strips, if you wanted. And then let me see, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure these are pretty much the same. It looks like I added in a little bit of this orange piece maybe on this one. And then let me see this one. Yeah, and then this one is the same, but I used a glass lamp work. That's the hand blown glass. One of those beads, so it's a little fancier. So I got those three. So this one is a bunch of different strips. Now these strips I got from Amour Fabriques. And they look like this. So they're kind of like my packages, but without all the bling. And I just loved these colors, so I wanted to make one with these colors. So pretty, right? And I'll put her link also in the in my video description. And now I want to show you some different ones. Well, this one, it's not different because I still have the beads. I've got the lamp work beads here, but I want to show you, these are just fabric strips, like a little strip of lace here. and I put buttons. So I just wanted to show you this because I just think it's really cute with the buttons. And then I just tied some fuzzy yarn around there. Super cute, so that is an idea. And then this one, I don't know who sent this to me, but look how beautiful this is. This is a spool, a thread spool. Isn't that just beautiful? And this is just ribbon. So I'm sure that most of you have pieces of ribbon that you could use. I just thought this was so pretty. That top, there's a wire wrapped around with the seed beads and some sequins. Now this is one, because I just wanted to show you, this is that same fabric strips, but I just used this, it's a paper clip, one of those circle paper clips, or any kind of circle you can find, and I just put it through there and then pulled it together and wrapped a little bit of wire, or you can use ribbon or something just to tie it and hold it there. And this is the most simple way I know to make a tassel, just so easy. Oh, here's one I did with the orange and yellow. I've got these colors in my shop also. Here's one that I did. This is just ribbon. Just different colors of ribbon and these fun beads at the top. And then this one was just sent to me by my Secret Santa in Junk Journal Divas. Also ribbon. Looks like some fabric strips with some different trims, and looks like just a piece of, they just tied it here. And you can see it's tied around here just to hold everything together. So another really easy idea and super cute. I think was sent to me by Steph, my diva sister Steph. We did a button cluster swap. I'm pretty sure that's where this came from, but this is just attached to a bulb pin. And I mean, how cute and super easy, right? All those different fibers. And this is just another one I made with a bunch of fuzzy yarn. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to show you some different options. And if you don't want to play around with beads, which I know it's got to be a whole thing, like I've got to be in the mood for it. So these are some other options for you if you want to make some dangles for your journals and your projects. And now I'm going to show you how I made the other ones. Now, just to give you an idea here, I use for my wire, I use 20 gauge wire. I find that that's really nice and sturdy, but it also is not so thick that you can't bend it easily, but it will hold. And let's see, what other information? I think that's really it, except for adding the, beads or whatever. And you can even just do one big bead at the top or whatever you have. Use your imagination. I think they're really cute when they're wonky and not so perfect. As supplies, you will need some needle nose pliers, and you will need these round nose pliers. And this is just to make the loops at the top, and some wire cutters. So let's get started, guys. So we're going to make one together, and I'm going to use some of these. So the first thing that I'm going to do is cut these into the size that I want, and I've been doing like 12, 13 inches long. So that's what I'm going to do first, is cut these. So these are my main fibers, my main strips that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to kind of layer them up. Make sure they're facing the same way, like that they're all facing up. And then I'm going to add in some of this fuzzy yarn. And another layer here. Okay. So now that I have this done, I'm going to get my wire ready. So I'm just going to take a piece here and I'm going to kind of bend it so that I'm kind of making a check mark. Just like that. And then we'll grab these. And let's put them down on the wire here. And then I can kind of go through, make sure that everything is hanging the way that I want. And this looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to pull on this really tight, squeeze this together. So I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and I'm going to take this short piece. If you want to, you can kind of squeeze this together. But I'm going to take this short piece and kind of pushing down to make sure I'm at the very bottom to make it tight. And I'm just going to bend it. Then I can take this wire, just kind of give it a slight nudge. Okay. And then this short wire, grab it here and I'm going to twist it around a couple of times. You don't want to do it too much because then your bead will not sit down on top of this. So I actually, if you have the room to do it, when you're wrapping your wire, I try to go underneath. So rather than wrapping this way, I'm trying to go this way. And then go ahead and cut this off. And I'm going to find that edge and just kind of roll it in, and that helps so it's not poking. And then I'll squeeze it. Okay, so we've got that done. And then I'm just going to take my pliers, kind of push down on this wire to kind of slide my loops down. So we've got this so far. I can straighten my wire. And now I'm ready to add my beads. I'm going to see what these things look like. Let's try the yellow bead. And then we'll do a bead topper. Try this guy. All right, so I'm just kind of playing around with the top, and this is what I did. I layered up a couple pieces here. So now we can go ahead and make our loop at the top. Okay, so I'm gonna get my needle nose pliers, and I'm just gonna go, my goodness, I don't know. That's not even a centimeter above, just to give yourself enough room to bend here. And then you only need a little over an inch maybe of wire. So I'm going to cut some of this off. And then round nose pliers. And what I do, I just kind of pinch at the top here, and then you're gonna put your pliers on here and see how my hand is going upside down, because I want to roll this towards me. So once I get above the beads, then I'm gonna take this, just hold it tightly here, then just kind of wrap the wire around. And then just keep going. Wrap it the whole way around. And for this one, as you're wrapping, you want to wrap down, and it will tighten up your beads so they're not sliding around. But you don't want them to be too tight, because it ends up bending your wire. So I'm just going to take my other pliers here at the very tip, and I'm just going to roll it in. That just helps it not poke. And then squeeze it. So there we go. That's what we have. You can see here, I'm going to cut this off. So I'm going to have a lot of orange left over. And I'm saving all these little teeny tiny bits. I know the perfect little project is going to come up for me to use them all. Ta-da! There we go, guys. Okay, and then one more. I thought we could do one more together. I'm going to use these. So again, let me just take some of these guys and cut them to size. Okay, then I can cut my piece of wire. And make my little check mark. And then I can go ahead and put my fibers in my check mark. And let me see, I want to move one of these gold orangish pieces over here. Okay, then we want to squeeze all this together. Give this a good squeeze. Okay, and then I'm going to take the little one, bend it over, just give this one a little tug in this direction. Let's see. Okay, and start wrapping this. And again, I'm wrapping down so I can tighten it here. I think that's good, so I'm going to cut this excess off. And this is pretty short, so I'm just going to squeeze it in. Okay. Push all that down and straighten my wire. Looking good. Now, what do I want to add to the top of this guy? And a gold seed bead. Okay, that's good, I think. Okay, so again, I'm just going to take this, allow myself room to do my bend. And you don't have to cut this if you don't want to. So again, I usually pinch it here and I just go in like this, and I'm gonna roll that towards me and then take this wire. So we've got it wrapped around, then I can just continue wrapping. Let's see, so if you can see my beads moving here, I don't have all that much room, so maybe one wrap, and that will keep them nice and sturdy. And then I can go ahead and cut this excess off. And you guys, when you cut your wire, if you don't know, if you're new to it, the wire will fly, so make sure you hold it, cut and hold over it with your hand. No injuries. Okay, and if you need to straighten it, you can just kind of, this kind of holds it nice and tight. So there we go. Now for this one, straighten up, give it a haircut. Super cute. So thank you guys for joining me today. I hope I inspired you to try some tassels and gave you some different options if you don't want to work with beads. There's lots of other ways to make them. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you have not done so already.